There you have it. Continental Divide. Elevation 7 grand and change. So I'm getting close to finishing this road walk. I really do like the road walks because I can look around and not worry about falling and tripping. And I don't have to pull out far out every 5 minutes to check and see if I'm on trail. And yeah, it's noisy. This road has moderate traffic, but it's tolerable. Nice wide shoulders, so that's working for me. And if I see a tractor trailer coming, I get way over into the gravel. So pretty warm day. I hope tonight I can find a place to camp where I don't get covered with dew like I did the last time I camped. We'll see. It was sure nice having a bed to sleep in. That was the first bed since Leadville, Colorado, and I only slept in a bed one time in Colorado. So I'll have some distance to go to get water, but I'm gonna push on, make it got a late start, so I want to get some miles in if I can. So that's it. Here in Wyoming, north of Rawlins. Alright, I'm back on the red line. Trail is kind of weak, but we're doing our best to follow it across these barren wastelands. And I met a bicyclist on my road walk today, and he happened to be deaf, but was super friendly and engaging. And he is riding across America. I don't know what that means, but his Instagram is All Hands on Trans Am. And I think his motivation is to support something called Global Deaf Research or something like that. But I really enjoyed meeting him. We took selfies together, and I wish him the best. I think he has 2 other people who are working on the project with him, both women. I'm not sure either is still on the trail, but he's going for it, and was really glad I got to meet him. Okay, looks a little dicey here. This is a wash. Not sure how the trail goes. If it follows the wash or if it goes up and out. Okay, I might have to consult far out. Alright, I had to pull out far out, and we came to a corner of a fence or corral. There were cattle trails and jeep trails all over. I think this is where we're going though. that faint trail across that flat valley. It looks to me that like that's the goal. So that's what I'm going for, and I'll check far out again to make sure we're on track. It's hard telling how far that is. I mean, it could be 5 or 10 miles. But I've got about 11 miles to go to water. So I'm going to really push, see if I can get there before dark. In case you're wondering, that's horse manure, sometimes called road apples, and there are groups of horses out here on the range. I guess they round them up and use them, I don't know, but it's interesting that a horse will stay in one place and return to it to do their business. Thus, it looks like somebody took a wheelbarrow and dumped a load of horse manure there, but that's not the case. The horse just returns there, and it'd be interesting to study why they do that. But anyhow, kind of a nasty subject to get the day started. It is quite dreary. It's looking like rain today. Seems too often I interfere with the bovine dating situation. I don't know why they like to do this on the trail. Okay, are you gonna finish or what? I'm gonna sneak by you lovers. Never mind me. You can just carry on. I won't bother you. So as we go through this little pass, it occurred to me that I have not seen a single soul in 3 days. I've seen hundreds of cattle and lots of antelope and grouse, but this is really desolate country as far as human presence. Now, that first day I did a road walk and I saw cars, but other than that, it's just been me and the critters. I think she's curious. She probably had a good relationship with a human, and maybe they'll round her up, put her back into use. Yay! It's July 3rd. I don't think tomorrow's fireworks will top what I'm seeing now. It looks like a rainbow just stabbing right out of the clouds. So beautiful. I'm so privileged to be here and to see things like this. It's just amazing place. Well, that one's picked clean. Way off in the distance is a mountain range with snow on it, and I suspect those are the Tetons, but I have no way of knowing. I don't know of any other Wyoming range of that significance. So we are getting to the north. So these guys I see on the trail all the time. I haven't seen a single lizard in Wyoming, but they're really cute and pudgy, and whoop, there he goes. It's interesting because I'll walk 2 miles and not see one, and then within the course of 20 or 30 yards I might see 3. So they evidently form kind of loose colonies, I think. And I don't know what they do about water. They must get it from the bugs they eat, or do, or I don't know. Be interesting to study them. But they are sweet little animals. And there has been a storm brewing, and it got me good. Hopefully there's a little window here that'll be safe and let me get my tent set up for the night, because boy, that wind, it was gusting probably well over 60 miles an hour. I was having a hard time standing up. But Wyoming is known for wind, so no big surprise. Well, this is the 4th of July, so I wanted to wish everybody happy 4th of July. We have a great nation, and this holiday is to celebrate the founding, and I think our forefathers made a very fluid type of government, and thus a pendulum sort of swings. So I don't know what side of the political spectrum you're on, but it doesn't matter. And from my hike, I hope you'll take away that when politicians say they want to get tough on crime, ask them what they mean by that, because we already incarcerate more people per capita than any developed nation in the world, by far. So how are they going to get tough on crime? I think a better solution, or a better promise, would be to bring truth back to justice, because truth and justice in this country have become 2 different things, and it doesn't serve the victims' families or the victims. Violent crime has been trending downward over the last decade or 2, but to hear politicians talk, oh my goodness. And you can cherry pick awful violent cases, but on the whole, like I said, violent crime is down. So enjoy your 4th of July. Eat a hot dog for me. God, I could go for one. And a can of soft drink. Yep, that would make my day. But I don't see any stands or any 7-Elevens or anything like that out here, so I'll do with my mountain house meals. And I really do enjoy those, but man, a hot dog for 4th of July, that goes hand in hand. Okay, I'm up and at 'em. Wow, that was a rough night. Holy smokes. You know, yesterday I hid under a bridge as the storm blew in, and the rain was coming down horizontally. The wind was, prior to the onset of the rain, the wind was picking up dust and sand and just blasting me. I couldn't look toward it because it would have blinded me by getting in my eyes. So anyhow, I had a peaceful supper, got my tent set up and got in. Within half an hour, the rain and the wind started again. And thankfully, my tent stayed up. One peg shifted and sort of weakened one corner, the leading edge of the wind, but it was pushing the tent walls in against me and whacking me. I've never spent a night like that in a tent. Well, maybe in North Carolina there was one really bad storm, but I was in a more protected area with small trees. This is completely exposed, as you can see, so I was getting the full force of the wind, and I don't know how long it went on, but not fun. Hope I don't have to do that again, but I survived. And actually the tent is not extremely wet this morning. I guess the rain stopped and the wind kind of dried things a bit, so that's good. I'll still have to get the tent dry, but wow, that wind was incredible. There was thunder and lightning, but that paled in comparison to the wind. Whew. There are some real honest to God cowboys and a cowgirl. So we are in Wyoming. As I hike through the desert, and this is all the way down in New Mexico, but I see a lot of this. This is trash from yesteryear, and a lot of it probably dates back 100 years. I don't know how long it would hold up in the dry environment, but back at South Pass, they had some old buildings that were covered with tin that was old cans. So prior to the advent of plastic, their packaging materials were limited. You had wax paper, which was really paraffin impregnated paper, or cardboard, or what they called tin cans. And when people came out to work or check cattle, or they were out in the woods for a while, or out in the desert. They needed to eat, and that was a good way to bring perishable food. And it's slowly returning. The oxidation process takes a while, but eventually those cans will essentially disintegrate and become part of the soil, whereas plastic in the sun eventually some people think it breaks down, but it instead of being sheets of plastic, it becomes little micro nanoparticles that they're finding all over, even in the ocean. So back when I was a kid, milk was sold in either glass returnable bottles or wax cartons. Today, wax cartons are really not waxed. They are some kind of plastic coating, which is becoming ubiquitous. But kind of neat for me to see the old cans out here. They're all mashed and disintegrating. But whoop, this is probably my turn. I don't see a marker. There's a marker right there, the remains of it. It got broken off and I don't know where it went to. I'm glad I saw that. I would have kept going. Okay, that's so much trash talk, and I'll hang it up with that.